Hello everyone, it's me Jenny and welcome to my D&D show thing. So for today's D&D and Me, I have just started a brand new campaign with my D&D group. It's based on a slightly different universe to normal. The DM, Peter, is very creative. It's very interesting how he's kind of built the world. He's basing the world, instead of a classic D&D type setting, he's basing it off the universe of David Eddings' work, which is a series that I haven't read. I haven't read any of his books, so I'm not really familiar with the world. It's a 4-player group, so we've actually got time to actually have character development and really get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on, rather than all of the previous games I've been part of have been 5 to 7 players. It's been very chaotic, but actually having 4 players is a lot easier to run with. Of those 4 players, one other player has read the work, so knows a little bit of the universe, and the other 3 of us are kind of going in blind. And it's very interesting. He started the game with all of us playing these epic level, like folk hero, level 20 hero characters. I played Leodin, an human level 20 ranger, whose symbol is a hawk, and that was just for the first hour or so, where we took on a necromancer, who was a very weak low-level necromancer, who was in the middle of a resurrection thing, and fell into a pit of goo and came out as a lich. So that was fun, and then he killed everyone who was level 20, and then we started the game proper with characters that we'd actually created. I am now playing a level 5. We started from a higher level, which is very interesting and much more challenging, rolling for a character that's level 5 rather than rolling for a character that's level 1, and actually take into account all the bonuses and the pluses and everything that comes with a level 5 character versus a level 1 character, instead of growing with it, but a lot easier than level 20 character that I started with. So I'm currently playing Tisa Brent, who is a level 5 half-elf rogue. She has a lot of issues. She's an orphan who was, well, she doesn't know if she's an orphan, she is an abandoned child, obviously half-elf, and she was brought up by some priests and priestesses in a temple of Charlton, who's this god from the David Eddings world, and because of her half-elven heritage was looked down upon, for being a mixed breed basically, and so she brought up feeling very dejected, and she was going to take holy orders but hated the concept of being a religious person, so instead ran off and began a life of crime, was betrayed by her friends, and while she was in a bad situation, she found herself a panther called Nightshade, who is now her companion. So I'm playing level 5 ranger, who has silver eyes, and black hair with kind of gold red highlights, who has a pet panther as her companion, and it's so fun. And she is chaotic neutral. She is sassy and awesome. Like, the first thing I did when I got into a character was I paid for my room on the promise of a fake lord who doesn't exist at all, and I've just basically been, it's so fun to be bad. Like, Nyla, who was my first character, she was kind of very scared of her power, cleric, very good, holy, wanting to do good but very scared of the amount of power that she could gain, wanting revenge in some capacity but being too scared to actually act upon it, from a very traumatised place, but very close to her family. My second character, Mei Li, was this incredibly peppy, like comically small halfling bard who was very lively and jolly and completely as good as you can get. It's very fun to play someone who's a little bit more bad, and who is very much like, one of my little character notes is, which is I believe a quote from a film, but I can't remember which film, which is, lying is the most fun a girl can have with her clothes on, and that kind of like sums up her character. I love playing her. She's such a sassy, sexy, very socially broken, charismatic, wild child, and she's so fun to play. She's very grizzled and world-worn, and yet still relatively young, and it's a very fun character to play. And that's the point where we're at with the characters. There seems to be some sort of resurrection thing going on. The level 20 characters that we played originally, they're kind of having a second life with our level 5 characters, so I'm interested to see how that plot will develop. And the Lich might have escaped from the ulterior dimension that it was transported to at the beginning of the game, so we'll see how that progresses. And that's D&D and Me this week. It's very exciting. So for today's D&D and We, it's going to be a very short segment because I usually will be talking about my own art, but for today's particular session, this week was Critical Role's 50th episode. That will be the 50th episode that is on Twitch already, and the 50th episode which I think will come on to the website on Monday. It'll come up on YouTube probably in a few weeks' time. I think they're about 6 or 7 episodes behind, but woo, 50 episodes! So for today's for today's D&D and We, I'm going to be talking about / D&D and Creativity. It's a bit of both. I'm just going to highlight all the Critical Role fan galleries that are on the Geek and Sundry website. There are some absolutely stunning pieces of work in this, both cartoony ones and real-to-life ones, photo manipulations, art based on just the characters, based on the official artwork, based on completely unique artwork, and based off the actors. Just the variety and the phenomenal amount of creativity in that community is out of this world. So that's kind of half D&D and We and half D&D and Creativity, and I just want to highlight that gallery. It's worth checking out if you are at all interested in Critical Role, or at all interested in just different art styles and different versions of the same characters, because it's so well done. It is beautiful work. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week for another D&D show thing. Hopefully updates on my D&D show, on my D&D game, and any other things I want to talk about in the D&D world. Congratulations, Critical Role, you have made my life better. I can honestly say I wouldn't play D&D if it wasn't for Critical Role, and I can honestly say that playing D&D has been one of the best choices I've made in the last many years. So yeah, it's been a really awesome time. Thank you so much for all the work of the cast, the crew, the set peoples, everyone, and congratulations on the big 50, and here's to another 50. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye guys.